Why are we 70% more likely to share fake news? It all comes down to the power of a great story. In this short explainer video, we'll share the reasons why fake news seduces and engages us so powerfully. Anthropologists have often referred to man as a storytelling animal, Oris homo, narrans. The word narrans relates to narration and describes how our brains light up when we listen to stories. In fact, many anthropologists believe that storytelling is a vital survival resource. Because humans did not know how to write until recently in our evolution, storytelling became crucial to pass on warnings, share new opportunities, educate others, and bond communities together. Because of our evolutionary design, our brains process fiction, narratives, and stories differently to facts. If a political fake news story has a villain at the heart of the story, for example, studies show that we are 67% more likely to share it. There are fascinating reasons for why fake news engages us so well. Let's take a look at a little neurological data to explain why. Brain scans show that when we see our political candidate angrily debating with a rival candidate, we feel a rush of adrenaline because our brains react as if we are in the debate too. This is known as neurocognitive mimicry, and it can make us feel bonded with and able to sympathize with a political candidate. If we see our guy slam dunking a basketball at a press call at a sports arena on his campaign trail, our motor cortex becomes activated as if we were slam dunking that basketball too. That's also neurocognitive mimicry at work. Another fascinating fact: biological studies show that the brainwaves and even the heart rates of a storyteller and his audience sync up during a story. You can imagine how powerful that can be during a political rally or during a televised political address. Here's another neurological reason why we love fake news. Fake news, like great stories, engage an ancient, primal, and powerful part of our brain called the limbic system. The limbic system powers up our emotions and our stress response. That is why fake news always plays on our emotions with sensational, often stressful stories, so that it will grab our attention. Here's an example of the limbic system in action. When we see an emotional, outrageous fake news post, brain scans show that our brain switches off its executive functioning capabilities, redirecting all of its resources to the limbic system and our fight or flight response. It does this because it believes there is an immediate threat to our survival. That response makes us more emotional, less critical, less rational, and likely to question what we see, while also being more vulnerable to persuasion and more likely to believe what we read. This makes us easier targets for misinformation. But there's more. Social media makes fake news spread more powerfully because it increases levels of dopamine, a reward hormone, when we engage with online content. That makes us even more likely to share fake news. Ultimately, fake news writers and fiction writers now use many of the same strategies to hook us. Fake news takes advantage of our evolutionary hardwiring that makes us natural storytellers. It ultimately exploits our vulnerability to negative emotions and uses neurological mimicry to bond us with the politicians who are seeking our vote. Interested in finding out more? Check out the book that accompanies this video for a comprehensive and detailed, scientifically informed account of how fake news is targeting and affecting you. And why not check out the other videos in this series? Post-truth politics. It's a brave new world.